gamers said enough of that, and it's time to send out Maru. Yeah, it's they're not messing around, are they? They're like, okay, good job, Rex. You gave it a go. Maru, let's go. Let's try and get you another all kill, maybe. As we'll start off here on Inside Out, and we'll see if we're in for 7 games of Maru, or if Platinum Heroes, beginning with ArT, can cause something of an upset to halt Maru in his tracks. Top right-hand side, Red Terran player from Onside Gaming. Well, it's only the greatest Terran out there, Maru. Bottom left, our Blue Protoss player from Platinum Heroes, it is ArT. I know, guys, I think honestly it could be a complete beast of a team this coming season. You know, I feel like DPG's getting weaker too, right? There's not going to be any Rogue anymore. There's no Zest. I know they're still strong. They've got Dark and Cure and Hero, but you know, their depth has been hurt at least slightly. The team of Maru, Solar, and Neeb is just such a solid trio. Especially, a lot of it comes down to just how solid Neeb is, because if Neeb plays how he was playing like when he was in Valencia and stuff, then I feel like Neeb is completely top tier as well. And that is just such a terrifying combination of 3 players. I mean, then you got, you know, in comparison, like Kaisi, I feel like have slipped down a little bit because they have lost Solar. Like Solar going over to Onside is a massive help for Solar and a big loss for Kaisi, who have not responded with a signing of their own to buffer their roster. As our probe comes up, there's a ramp, and just going to be nibbling at Depot. Going to be having our Ripper coming through, Cybercore and Nexus in production. All this on the way for the moment. Here in game number 1, Maru. Just going to go factory before you expand. I think for Maru, A, it keeps you safe so you don't get cheesed out as easily. B, it just puts you in a good position to deal damage and be the harasser and the aggressor. And we know that that's the sort of role that Maru loves to play. Especially when you're the favorite, you can oftentimes just find way more than you're meant to with those early units. And obviously that would just be seen as a success story pretty much throughout as well. So that's an SCV that dies. Oh my god. Maru lost an SCV to a probe. Well, I mean, there's a first for everything. Maybe ArT's just gonna trash Maru. Maybe I need to change my narrative. You know, maybe ArT's just gonna trash Maru. This guy can't even keep his SCV alive. Are you kidding me? You know what that is, guys? You know why we just zoomed in on a random spot on the map? We just zoomed in on a random spot on the map because I'm just following the official WTL Observer. Now, usually we watch a clean feed, right? And this is the guy that observes for them, but no clean feed today. And so we're just in-game observing. I'm just using his observer camera. Why observe if there's someone who's literally dedicated to observing, right? You know, for the most part. I'll click around if I want to look at certain things and so on, but the reason he zooms in there is because obviously they are using the official WTL logos package and stuff, so that's probably where the WTL logo is and their sponsor logos and stuff. For us, it's just a random blank point of the map, so it looks very awkward. It's just like, wow, look at this completely normal, level playing area of Inside and Out. So sick. Yeah. Kind of funny. Marine Cyclone and Medevac coming up from MARU'S. Here's 2 racks, by the way. No expand. Maru is 1 base in it against Phoenix. Well, I don't really like Phoenix for defending a 1 base, especially a Phoenix that already flies straight over a group of Marines. So that Phoenix is already hurting more than it should be here in this game. Steps come forward, gonna grab a Reaper, and you're just gonna see the tank getting sieged, and I feel like this is a position that's gonna be just so tough to break, no? What he feels like he's getting there is, well, Marines is gonna pick through the units on this high ground, and the SCV's just surrounding the tank, but really could have probably got a bunker up as well if they wanted to, and start hitting this pylon. There's a battery that can heal the pylon as well, but with tank fire, pylon goes down, battery's gonna be next. The Voidray has popped out, but gets chased away already. Here we go. I guess the Voidray about to make an appearance. Going for the medevac as the Phoenix will lift up the siege tank. The Marines initially focus on the Voidray. They don't get it, though. Yeah, what are we going to get with the Viking? We are going to finish off both the Phoenix, and then the Viking should be able to get the Void. but there's not really any units left on the ground anymore, and the Adepts have pushed this back. Remember, this is a one base all-in, so Maru kind of needs to win the game with this attack. He loses the Cyclone as well, and ArT has held. I really felt like he was so close to the, I really felt like he was so close to the, I mean, the Void Ray, if it had died sooner, then everything else I feel like just goes so much smoother, as now Maru is in some genuine trouble, no, guys? Okay, guys, change the narrative. ArT, you just gotta play this out now, buddy. Work a lead. Maru's still on one base, and he is just gonna start up Stim. ArT is no slouch, man. He's showing up a little bit. Blink starts from him. He's obviously kind of techless ArT. He has a Void Ray left over after the early game, and that's going to be about it. So that's obviously worth noting that he doesn't really have like too much to be playing with or anything, but I don't know, guys. Kind of feel like Maru's in a bit of trouble. ArT with the defense, and like I say, Maru's just going to go one more try, and if ArT can hold this, he should be good for the first game here. Can you guys imagine if Platinum Heroes just win against Onside in the first match? What happens if Onside Gaming don't qualify? Can you imagine Onside Gaming actually lose? That would be insane if Onside miss another season. Like one of the main reasons of having a team in this day and age is to play in World Team League as well, right? Can you imagine you lose here? Yeah, actually can go ahead and say that. That would be ridiculous. I mean, like I say, obviously this is double elimination. It's not just this series, guys. And even if Maru loses this game, there's a long way to go. I'm just kind of theorizing and having some fun with the idea, the concept of how wild it would be, of how much we would shout about it, of how excited we would get. Oh, can ArT hold this one base all in? He does have Blink to try and help him do it, although he's losing a couple Stalkers. I don't feel like the Void Ray necessarily needs to be over here counterattacking. I feel like the Void Ray needs to kind of be over in the base defending. Again, every unit's going to help a lot, as Stalker's actually going to go up the left-hand side. I guess but now Maru's is going to walk into the natural. And Stalker's going to blink into the main and then come through into the natural, but it's actually kind of a cool movement. Like, I like the movement of ArT, but let's see. I'm obviously just worried for him as 9 SCVs died across the map. Are we standing here with enough to hold off this push? Maru, Stim is done. He's building toward combat shields. That's not going to be done for a while, though, at least. Marines will sit here on this ramp. Another siege tank will get going, and Maru continues his slow siege of this natural expansion. ArT, I feel like, has completely stopped teching. I'm a little bit worried for him because of that, right? Because it's not like he's continued to kind of go with like Zealot Charge or anything. If he got to Zealot Charge, I feel like he would be absolutely great in this game. We are going to surround with the Stalkers. He is going to get rid of both the tanks, and there's just Marines, but Marines are chasing down these Stalkers. Stim's pretty good, guys. Wouldn't mind him taking down the Medevac. I know you got to worry about the Marines, but the Medevac's obviously what keep these Marines going. Oh, these two Stalkers, if they could have just found the Medevacs are so low. Oh my goodness. Need to chase this away now. Is this going to be enough, guys? The siege tank here, we're going to blink for the siege tank. That means we're blinking into all of these Marines. Maru is going to type GG, and ArT is going to give us a real upset here as we get this underway. Maru losing the first map against ArT. My goodness, guys. In the top right hand side, the red Terran play here is going to be Maru. Against the blue Protoss in the bottom left, 3-0 so far in this clan war. Can he somehow make it 4-0? If this goes 4-0, then I actually start to believe for the, I actually start to believe in the Platinum Heroes, boys. ArT in the bottom left. Maybe I should have been a believer all this time. Well, see what happens as Maru. I imagine is going to probably not one base all in now. Probably going to have a little bit of a different approach here for game 2 onwards. I'm doing some research on Lag. I wonder if ArT's ever played Maru before. No. Guys, ArT has a 100% win rate against Maru so far. It's funny because I feel like Maru's just not the kind of player to... Like, when you look at Maru on a Lag and you look at some of his, like, histories, like... His worst matchup, Maru's worst matchup is versus Serral. And he's only lost 8 more maps to Serral than he's won. And... like Maru's just an absolute beast in these sort of situations, usually. Yeah, getting a little bit too wild. This is going to be a CC high ground into 3 racks, so a little bit of funkiness to start us off with, as we are going to proxy the Stargate from ArT. He's going to try and get a bit aggressive this time around. Damn. So I just trolling through like the Lag and trying to find the last time that Maru maybe, like you said, I mean, it's only a map, don't get me wrong, but like just trying to find when like Maru loses a map to people you don't expect him to, right? It's like lost a map to Ratatar in TSL 9, I guess that's unexpected. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Maru doesn't really play players at the level of ArT, and that's not a disrespect to ArT, it's just he's not one of these top Europeans, he's not one of the top Koreans. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you guys. The fact that Maru takes a map loss already is just kind of wild. Yo, what's up, Slow Joe 2001? Thank you so much for the 10-month resub. Welcome back. Oracle comes into the main, gets rid of an SCV to begin with. Obviously, got that stim and combat shields on the way up, so that 3 racks is really starting to develop here over the next few moments. Obviously, the Marines can obviously sit back here and defend, but this is going to be Marines that then can't move on the map as easily, so it's going to be nice to have that Oracle there, picking up this info. Just got to make sure you got the units to then defend the 3 racks, right? Because the Oracle doesn't really help in the defense. It helps maybe slowing down the push, but if the push gets across the map, then you have to be ready as well. I'm trying to rush out a Robo Bay. 3 adapts, 2 sentries. I mean, obviously force fields can hold a ramp, so if you play 2 base Colossus, you can just survive with force fields for a while. So that kind of makes sense. I like it. Both here pinging away at those Marines. Stasis Sword is going to get cancelled. A couple Marines already in position, so that doesn't do too much in the end. And now the Bioforce is actually going to stim in. We do not get the force fields down. The super battery dies, and I think ArT probably just dies. Yeah. Oh, really? No? Wow. Okay, I'm actually impressed. We lose an Immortal, we lose the Super Battery. I didn't think he was then going to have the DPS or the survivability to get through there, but yeah, he actually is going to be okay. There's these Marines actually getting hit by the Oracle. Oracle is going to win this fight, and ArT completely cleans up Maru's 3-racks push. Huh. Well, that's not bad. Ah, that's bad. Oracle going down obviously didn't need to. That was unnecessary. That's a shame because you lose a bit of your vision and information now. Maru adds on an additional 2 barracks. Starport on the way up as well. It's going to take us 5 racks. Starport in play. Do not think I like ArT pushing right now. I don't know what you gain by this push. I guess the idea is you've got force fields to keep you very safe and to maybe separate the units apart so you can utilize the Colossus as best as possible. It's kind of funny because he's basically 2 base Colossus all in versus 2 base 5 racks all in. I actually do not know how these 2 builds match up. I feel like there's definitely parts of this which can be very good for ArT. Now Maru stims very late in this fight. The force fields all used there go very much so in ArT's favor. I kind of want to say that it's good for ArT up until a point, because there is a point at which this becomes way too many units from Maru, and then you probably get overwhelmed. But especially with like tank Viking production, I actually love the Vikings, because usually I don't think you would go Vikings, you just go tanks medevacs, but I think he's realizing the threat to him in that he needs to be able to deal with the Colossus. Viking kind of trying to stay out of range of the tank, but tank does get a few shots off. A couple more depths coming through, threatening to shade. Extra Zealots warping in as well, of course. No Twilight, no upgrades, no charge or anything. And Vax actually loading up here as the Adepts come through to spot the tanks on sieging. And Vax could be setting up for a bit of a surround here as the tanks going to siege in a couple different places. Like I say, there's nothing really easy to kind of get on top of the tanks with. Maru's going to have to drop back on top of this army, though he is going to lose one of the Colossus. And he's going to lose his army, it's just not enough. I actually think because it's 2 base against 2 base, like after the initial force fields, if you can find a way to recognize that it's a 2 base all in from Maru, you just kind of pull back and you play 2 base on 2 base with Colossus. I think that's fine, but obviously now he's trying to push up into positions and so on. It's just not going to go well for him.